What would you say if I told you you could advance your career, make your paychecks bigger, and escape most of the work drama that you're dealing with at the same time? What is this sorcery you're speaking of, Jennifer? It's not sorcery. All you need to do is build your personal brand. Whether you want one or not, you already have a personal brand. At its core, it's your professional reputation. And no, it has nothing to do with logos or color schemes or any of those fluffy things. Really, it comes down to the 4 pillars of a badass personal brand. If you want to find out what they are, tap the like button and let's jump straight in. The first pillar is knowing what makes you different. Why should you stand out at work? I don't need to know you personally to know that there's something about you. First of all, obviously, you're in the top 1% of most awesome people because you're here watching this video. And the fact that you're investing in your career success and professional growth says a lot about you. But there's more to it than your ambition and your ability to self-motivate. What sets you apart really comes down to 3 things: vision, values, and UAQ. Let's start with the first one real fast. Now, your career vision is what you actually want to achieve in your career. Who do you want to help? What way do you want to contribute? And what impact do you actually want to make? For example, do you want to help companies tell their story through multimedia? Do you want to enable customers to succeed by creating amazing training programs? Or maybe your vision is to help companies drive more revenue by enabling sales teams. Whatever your vision is, it's yours. Next, your values. And this one is so important for everyone, but I know a lot of you have been in toxic work environments or negative work environments, and values is really key to toxic job prevention. Values ultimately are what's most important to you. Is it transparency, empathy, kindness, innovation? There's so many values that can be important to you, and your values determine how you want to show up and how you're going to conduct yourself. And then we have UAQ, your unique awesomeness quotient. And your UAQ is really established based on your interest, your skills and experience, and your highest potential path. Now, I have a free UAQ starter kit that you can download using the link in the description bar down below. Once you have these 3 things squared away, you have your first pillar standing up. And really, I think this is the most important. And as soon as you have this, you are going to start to see really big payoffs in terms of your personal brand at work and maybe even your career trajectory right away before you do anything else. But of course, you're not going to stop there. You're going to go into the second pillar, which is strategic impact. Anyone can say, I am the best chocolate tester in all the land. And personally, I've put a lot of time in order to make that statement. However, if you've been hanging with me for a while, you know that there's a mantra that I like to follow. Impact speaks louder than words. Anyone can say anything. Anyone can call themselves an expert, a guru, a thought leader. Your impact is the receipts that back it up. Because when you make the right impact, everyone's going to notice it. Of course, this should be based on your UAQ, since your UAQ is your highest potential path. You want to be known for the right things, and particularly the things that are going to advance your career. For example, would you rather be known as the person who replies to emails the fastest at any time of day, or gets the highest client satisfaction scores, or conceptualize the new highest revenue generating product feature? Let me know who you want to be known as in the comments down below. And really, this is what I was getting to in my video that encouraged you to stop working hard. Because instead of overexceeding on all of the things, instead of the things that don't matter, I want you to identify where you can put your energy, attention, and effort to make a dramatic impact and become known for the thing that you are uniquely awesome at. Now, if you're wondering, how would people know and who needs to know? Well, my friend, you need the third pillar of personal branding at work, and that is to cultivate the right connections. The whole who you know is more important than what you know thing, it's true. And if you want to advance in your career, if you want to get praise for the impact that you're making, you need to have established relationships with the people that matter. Now, I know when it comes to personal branding, a lot of people think that it means that you need to be known and that you need to be known by so many people. But really, honestly, that's not necessary for most of the ambitious professionals that I work with. It's much more strategic and it's much more precise than this. Now, can you build a big personal brand and establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry? Yes, and I'm going to come back to that in just a minute. But fundamentally, the questions that you need to ask yourself to help build your personal brand at work and to advance your career is who makes the decisions that are going to help you move ahead? And who do you need to know in order to raise your visibility at work? Identify those people and establish relationships with them because that is your personal brand. And you are going to have the professional reputations with the right people to help you achieve your career goals. Now, for those of you who are like, I wouldn't mind making a little bit of a name for myself, but even if that isn't your ambition, this one is still really crucial, so I don't want you to skip it. And that brings us to the fourth pillar of personal branding, and that is to market yourself. Even if you just want to establish your personal brand at your current company, marketing yourself is really important. Now, exactly where and how you decide to market yourself will somewhat depend on your industry, your ambition, and really what you want to achieve. For example, if you love creating videos, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Or if you're in food, fashion, or visual arts, the hub of your personal brand is going to be on your Instagram profile. But for most of you who are watching who tend to have corporate office jobs, the center of your professional brand is going to be on LinkedIn. And I would argue everyone should have a presence on LinkedIn because it's a place that recruiters go and it's where hiring managers are going to stalk you. Like in a good way, not in a creepy, gross way. Now, I'm biased because I really like the LinkedIn profile and I tend to hang out there all the time. And I tend to spend a lot of time there. However, if you're looking for a job, angling for a promotion, or just looking to maintain and deepen your professional network, it is the place to be. And I know a lot of you, not on LinkedIn so much. And if I were to go and creep your LinkedIn profile, it would probably be empty. But this is something that I really want you to work on because I think that it has so much power in order to enable your career success. So my next video is going to be a deep dive into creating a great LinkedIn profile and presence. And I know you're on the edge of your seat waiting to update your LinkedIn profile. So if you're not already subscribed, tap the notification bell so that you see it as soon as that video comes out. I know you're not all actually that excited, but I think it's really essential, which is why I'm making that video. Now, that said, and going back to pillar 3, one of the most fundamental things that you're going to do on LinkedIn is to network. Now, in order to prepare your LinkedIn profile to really amp it up, it's really important to make sure that you're connecting with people that you work with and maybe even preparing to expand your network on LinkedIn. Now, if you're serious about building your personal brand and getting to know the right people, you absolutely must go and watch this video right now to learn how to network effectively on LinkedIn. But before you go, if this video helped you, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Really helps my channel, makes you my favorite career bestie. Win-win situation. As always, my friend, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.